Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to another weekly market forecast. My name is Yemi, market analyst at FX Pro, and this is this week market forecast. As usual, we start from the fundamental outlook first of all, and we check out for the fundamental for the week. On the forexfactory.com, starting from the Monday nights till February 13th, 2026, we have these high impact news, which is less in the market. On Monday, it is flat. There is no single high impact news. And on Tuesday, we have not on US dollar 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Focusing calls, retail sales monthly by monthly. On Wednesday, February 11th, we have JPY and US dollar coming up on the average hourly earnings. And that also, JPY is having a bank holiday. On Thursday, we have Great Britain pounds and US dollar coming out for the GDP and unemployment claims consecutively, 8 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time, which also tends to drive the market force and momentum. We have 8:30 a.m. for CHF on Friday, and this is the day we have most of the high impact news coming up, but focused on the US dollar called CPI. So this week tends to be a volatile one, but not really much things happening in the market. Without further ado, let's go into the technical and see what we have for this week opportunity. If you check what we have on the DXY and weekly time frame zone, on the monthly, this is a buy zone. On the weekly, if you check, you will see that we're actually on a downtrend overall right here, if you check it out. But so far, so well, we've been able to see some bullish momentum since 2 weeks ago, and it's still massive till now. And let's see what we have for this week. Going to the daily time frame perspective, what is the outlook we have here? Without going deeper, this is where I'm expecting the price to get into, and the price has not gotten there yet. And I'm still expecting more bullish momentum till the price gets into this zone. So if I have to do anything, I'm just going to shift what I've had here before now, and that would be my projection going forward for this week. And looking at this, it looks good for our time frame perspective. Look at what we have here. We have extended bullish ride all over the places, and if I want to see more bullish momentum, it won't be bad to expect a little bit of bearish energy in the market at the opening of the market. The price may not actually do that, but I would love if the price could, because I'll be waiting for a buy momentum just at this price level as we get here. That will be my projection going forward for this week on the DXY. Let's go to the Euro US dollar and see what we've done so far. Last week, I projected we should be selling from here till the price gets here. So far, this guy did about 100 and something pips for us on a buy, 108 pips on a buy. And seriously speaking, it was a massive week for us at the group. We made over 2,600 pips for last week. And this is the weekly outlook on it. Grab liquidity above here, close below it. And after this massive bullish candle, I was expecting the market to still sell more, at least 50% of this candle before we have a bullish ride. And on the daily time frame perspective, so far, what we had is similar. We had the price creating that strong bearish momentum ever since it created this really bearish Arami right here, because at an area of value it formed, and I was expecting the price to still get down a little before we see a buy energy. And right now, I'm not seeing that changing, because I would be expecting more of a sell there till the price gets into this range. If the price gets here, yes, it makes more sense for me to start waiting for a buy. So I still have about 82 pips or 80 pips on average for the price to sell down on Euro US dollar before I take a buy. And don't forget, the DXY is just the inverse, the opposite of that. Can you see? This I'm expecting DXY to get into before I expect a sell on it. All right. So waiting for Euro US dollar to get here is not out of proportion. So on 4 time frame perspective, that'll be my projection for the week. And this gave us some good pips last week. Let's go to the next guy, which is the Great Britain pounds US dollar. Last week, the price was around here when I said we should be waiting for a sell till the price gets here before we have a buy. And overall, this guy did about 200 and something pips into the range for a sell. And also it has done over 100 pips for a buy, which is a very good week. So I'm taking this out. But then what do we have from here? This is buying. Yes, it's buying. But let's see what else we have around this zone. So to go forward with that, I have to let you know that at this price level too, we have a potential sell level. That means that we can be expecting more sell momentum from here too. If the price gets here, it will make more sense. And let's see the projection on that. Let's see how it goes. So basically, if we're expecting more bullish momentum on the DXY. I mean, we should be expecting more sell here. And let's go to the weekly before I make that projection more clearer. On the weekly time frame perspective, we see how the market has moved. It grabbed liquidity as well above the previous cycles below it. Last week was a bearish one, a testament that we might be having more bearish momentum right here. But on the daily time frame perspective, let's see how that looks like. On the daily time frame, we saw the price, we saw where it started buying from on Friday, and ideally, I would be waiting for a price level like this for the market to get to, even on the daily time frame perspective, before I expect a sell. So that would be around let me see the price, 1.3456. So on average, I should be expecting the price to do more of how many pips down? It should do about 190 pips down into this range before I think of more buying momentum here. So the question now is, which direction are we expecting the market to really go into? On the 4-hour time frame, this is the zone I just drew out for you. So if I'm expecting a buy again, this will be the next level I'm expecting this buy to come into. So the real question now is, will the market be dumping down right here and come here before we have that buy, or we should be expecting the price move slowly to this price level and give us that sell from there till we have it right here? That should now be the next question. So let's keep this very simple. I'll work with the one the market is showing for and foremost, but let's see if the market opens otherwise. At least we know exactly where we're going. I can't say we are buying or we are selling. Let's just know what we're doing. Right here, I'll be expecting the market to react this way. So with this, therefore, it means that that's why we go a bit weaker and we can have this momentum. So either ways, let's see how the market unfold and let's see the momentum for the week. Okay. Going ahead, I will go to the next guy, which is the AUD US dollar. AUD USD, nothing really much about this guy. On the weekly time frame perspective, it has been ranging in some steady cycle since I said it last year. It has done that. Last week, it stood and stayed around that same price level. Nothing is really popping on this guy, but I have something I want to share with you. Look at this range here. This is a massive one that took out the previous high now significantly. So this is now a level of interest for me. On the daily time frame perspective, I'm just going to tag this. Let me write it here. I'm going to write weekly. No, not you. I want to write weekly here, weekly. So I want to know that is the weekly time frame, the weekly zone. So every other zone that I have here, I will just delete them because they are really irrelevant to me right now. And also I have a zone here before now. I'm going to take it out. It's been there long enough. I'm going to take everything out. Even the I'm going to take it out. So I'm having a clean chart now on AUD US dollar. Over time, I've been expecting, but the range was too much around there too. So on 4-hour time frame perspective, what does it look like? Without doing anything else, we can see that liquidity was grabbed below this level and it took a buy for last week. But with this, now what are we expecting? I'll be expecting more bearish momentum on this. This is so much of a range, okay? So let's wait and see the price break out of this structure here. If the price is able to break out of here, it's good for us. We can expect the market to come into this level. So that is what I'm going to be keeping with me. At least I know I have that going forward. So without much information and loading us with much information, let's see what we have with other currency pair. All right. So with this is the NZD US dollar, and this is one of the pairs that's really gave us good money. Then we have the weekly time frame that looks like this, grab liquidity at some points above the previous high level. Don't forget, this is the ultimate level we're expecting the price to get into. And with this that we have here for last week, it was more of a range kind, right? Is it? Let's check it out. On the daily time frame perspective, what do we have? We have more of a range last week, buying and selling, and the rest of that. So the price is still stuck around here. So my projection earlier was to see the price coming into a price range like this on the 4-hour time frame perspective before I can take a buy energy. So this one is taken out, yes, and I'm taking out this one too. I'll be waiting to see more sell momentum from this so the price can be around here while I wait for a buy just below it. That is the NZD US dollar. On the USDCAD, this also gave us some good profit last week because I remember we took the buy. Look at my projection, expecting a range here and continuation of a buy here. So all of this is too much of a noise, but this is a good one. It gave us over 100 and something pips last week. I think, is it over 100 and over 100 and something? It's 160 or so. Okay, 130. Okay, fine, fantastic. So I'm taking it out. It's done. We're done with it. So most importantly, let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly, what do we have? Liquidity grab below the previous price level here. Can you see that? And after then, we realized the market was actually showing a bullish momentum. And let's clear with that. Going forward, we have the price creating the daily time frame perspective on a bullish ride too. And it's not just creating it with solid momentum in previous days and a range for the last 4 days, but we still have a sight in view on the 4 hour time frame, which is around there as a supply zone. And I'm expecting the price to actually still push forward to that level. We have about how many pips to get there? About 110 pips to get there. So all I will be doing is to shift my projection and do something like this to make it make sense. So don't forget, on the daily time frame perspective, we have it. On the weekly time frame, this is what it looks like on the weekly time frame. So far, if we want to really portray this the way it's looking, we can be expecting the price to get here, and that's to the current market price would be about 213 pips. Let's just say 200 pips on average, which is not bad. Market can actually deliver that, but I just want to keep it simple within the frame on the context I'm sharing. So let's just be clear with that. So overall, I was expecting more momentum in a bullish direction right here. But before the price gets here, if we're going to be selling for a long time or we'll be selling for a short time, I will still be talking about that in the days to come. But overall, this is the level we're expecting the price to get into, whereby the price moves significantly and it gets here overall. All right. This is where I'm expecting a bit of that meaningful reaction from. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to take this out, but before the price get there, I will always come back and talk about it. USDJPY also gave us some good profit this week, and they delivered over 160 pips too, I guess. Yes, over 300 pips, over 300 pips, and the level remains smooth. So I'm going to take this out, so we have a clean chart. Also, can I take this out? I think I will. I will be taking this out too. All of these levels I drew, I will be taking them out one after the other because they are unnecessary now. I'm taking out this level too because I won't need it again. For now, let's be clear. I want a clear chart again. So we have a very good and strength-based bullish momentum right here. But let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame perspective, we have the price hitting a high, grab liquidity, and the price swept down like this with a gap for last 2 weeks ago, ended with rejection candle. Last week we have a bullish one, telling us more like we have a bullish momentum going forward, which means we might actually still break above here and create such bullish momentum above that price level, which is 15856, right? And with that, therefore, it means that we may not be having a very solid bearish energy when the price gets there. But going to the 4 hour and daily time frame perspective, we can see that we actually have a bullish trend that looks good. We can expect more energy from here going forward. Peradventure, the price retrace a little bit. Where can we expect the price to get into before we have more bullish energy going forward? For that, we can expect the market to do something like this. And at the same time, this is really stressful now. Sorry. I can just use this kind of tool. Simple. So we can expect the price to do a little bit of this downside energy, bullish again, respect this level. I don't know how long it's going to sell for, but might still have price creating something like this. This is on the daily time frame perspective anyway. So this is how it looks like. But let's just be clear. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame to make it simple. We are not trying to be perfect. We just want to take the market opportunity as we see them. So on 4 hours, it might just be looking like we're expecting the price to get into this range. 4 hours, it might not look like there's something going on there, but don't forget where we're coming from. We've seen something going on here. All right. So this is very possible to see going forward for the USDJPY on the lower time frame perspective. Don't forget the higher time frame, what it say. Without repeating what some of these things, we'd like to go forward to the next one. Let's see what's going on there. And this is a very good one for the week as well. So let's keep the energy focused and let's know exactly what we do as we keep it really simple. So this level here, probably 1:2 or 1:3 or 1:1, or 1:2. I think 1:2 should be the target around there. So not too bad. Let's just wait and see how the market reacts from there. Going forward, let's go to the next one anyways. I won't talk much about here. This is the USDCHF. I really have no interest in this guy than what I've had before. The ranging is too much. I'm not interested in talking much about the guy. This is the weekly range zone. It broke the previous low structure. Now grab liquidity below price level. And this low has been a very low time that we had around that 2012. And looking at the price now, 2012 to 2026, that's a whole lot of movement downside. And I want to see bullish momentum based on what the price is showing. Anyways, I just want to see that bullish momentum. On the daily time frame perspective, we have ranges that looks like a supply zone above the price level, which is the current price level right here. And going to 4 hour time frame, I just want to keep it simple. I am looking at this price level here. So my projection remains, we'll just be removing this. I'll be pushing this to this price range. And also, we'll be looking at how the price gets here in the future. I'm not looking for much. I'm just waiting for anticipation. I'm just waiting for confirmation when I anticipate. This level is good. I'm waiting for price to get in here before I have a sell. The sell may be a short-term sell 1:2, but for me, it's usually 1:2 because my stop loss is very small. And then market will definitely do more like 1:5 in my direction most of the time. So I'm just keeping this energy. I want to see more buy on here. And that's it for that. USD JPY, USD CHF. On Gravity Pound JPY, not still interested in the movement. I've said it before now that my projection on higher time frame perspective has been a buy for a long time now. I've said it on monthly time frame. If you check it out, since last year, I projected that this is a buy energy right here. This is buy momentum. So all of the smaller noises I'm seeing on the lower time frame perspective is not really confusing, not surprising. I saw them ahead of time. And this bullish momentum is LD, creating less opportunity for a sell energy, right? And it's been choppy, 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 but really moving. And if you check over time from that movement to this moment, has done over 2,000 pips right there. So if you check that, it's a whole lot. It is really a whole lot, and that is from 2025 March. So this market is really moving. It's really going wild, and then you can tell this is really not that kind of thing you see every single day. It's a kind of different movement on its own. And so what's the 3,000 pips? That's massive. Go to daily time frame perspective. What I'm looking at is very simple to break out this high structure right there. And over time, it has not created that energy to come back to any of this price level, which I'm taking them off now. Where I just removed was where we got it from last year, November, for a gap level. I remember that I talk about it every time. This is where I was expecting the price to get into. At some point, we have so much rejection at this price level here. It tells us more why we shouldn't expect the price level to come back into this range. And I said it last week too. A lot of rejections, right? A 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we should know better. Now the market has really pushed there. What are we expecting on for our time frame perspective? We can wait for the price to actually still do more, little bit of a buy energy right there. Can you see my projection? That has been there for a while. All right. This has been there for a while. So I'm taking this off, right? And also I am taking this level. I'm taking it off. You all know what happened for the price to push there. So this guy too, I'm taking it off. My projection here, I will just shift it to the right hand side. Tell you that we stay on point. So this is the 4 hour time frame perspective I'm looking at. Overall, this is what brought this level here. Should I still be expecting it? I'm not sure, but let's just be there to have something on that chart. But more likely, we're going for a bullish energy. All right, we're going for more bullish energy. If there is a slack a little bit in the market, that means we can waiting to see this happening. And also, this is a good one for us going forward on Great Pounds JPY though. That is it. And then let's check the next guy. This is Great Pounds CAD. Do I have anything about it? No, boy. Okay, okay. I thought about when it started buying that when it gets here, we're going to see more. Oh, really? But it has done over 70 something pips since I talked about it. And that's massive. That's good. So basically, this is what I talked about on the Friday morning when I was having my session. So I thought about it. The price will continue buying till it gets here. And only for me to say it now, it has done about 60 something pips. So good enough. I'm still hoping that I'm still waiting to see how the markets move into that range. Hope is not a factor of production, right? So I see what I'm saying now. This is good. It's not bad. I'm not on this trade anyways. If you take it, know you're taking a sell from here too. It's going to be a little bit of a risky one, but then you can take it and also make sure your stop loss is right there. Oh, sorry. What's wrong with this guy? I'm trying to reduce it a little bit here, something like this, something we can work with. So right here, what's wrong with this guy? Sorry, I'm trying to definitely I will do it. So Okay, this something like this. I'm just waiting to see something like this going forward. So it depends on how we see the price. It depends on how you interpret it. But I think we should have a sale around here. It looks good for a sale around there. That is on Great Britain pounds, Canadian dollar. Going forward, Great Britain pounds AUD not interested. It has given us some significant amount of money from here, over 250 pips, and then price came back in there. I'm not interested anymore. So let this be. For now, I'm leaving this guy alone. Let it just be. All right. And going to the next one, which I have around this price level, gold. Particularly gold is a bit confusing now. On higher time frame perspective, I've told you if you buy, it looks good for buy overall, and that means volume. You're playing with volume. And on daily time frame perspective, look at last week, it was good because it moved exactly how we projected and it delivered some beautiful pips. All right. Look at the price level here, which is the demand. I said was going to tap into it, and before it gets here, I talked about it that it was moving in here before we have a sale. Days after it moved there, we have a sale. And while the price was coming again, I talked about this zone on the 4 hour time frame. It makes more sense on 4 hours right here. So I said I was going to start selling here and attack feedback from here. When I started buying, I said it's moving into this range before we have a sale. When it got into this range, it started selling. And this buy, I only saw it after it has gotten here. And I saw the reason why it also bought from here. So going forward, it has done significant movement for the week. And what are we still expecting to see on gold for this week? Seriously speaking, right, we hang in between decisions because we have bullish energies above it, below it, everywhere is just like that. But overall, let's see what happens on the 1 hour time frame to just keep it simple. If you're buying gold or if you're doing anything with gold, I think trading gold overall for a buy makes more sense. But now we're in a time where we're seeing a reaction in the market, we're seeing a rejection. We can have that kind of movement right here. We can have this kind of energy. This is more of we have a buy a little, we have a sell again, but I really don't know how the price will react. I want to see how the market will move on Monday on gold to decide what we will be doing for this week. So far, so well. This is looking dicey. We have levels above and below that the price can actually get into. We are sandwiched in between opportunities. So I would rather wait and see how the market we play out for Monday before we move forward for the week. All right. Because above here too, I have a zone here. There's no justification, there's no explanation, rather. Just I will just wait. No need to parabolate around this. I will just wait. Like I said, we have zones above and below. So even if this is taken out, definitely in the market, we still have another zone just above it, something like this. And look at this. It's a bit scary. And of course, yes, we have a zone whereby price can actually still get into in the future. We can have a buy within the zone, but wait, let's see how the market unfold. I prefer to see it unfold to be clear, more on what to do. So right here is what I have here on good. On the BTC US dollar weekly time frame perspective, I projected that we're going to see the price fall to 67,000 before buying. All right, price smashed through that level. It even go lower. It went about 63,000 before it started buying. And it's a good one for buyers, but then it's the stop loss that I gave right here. On the daily time frame perspective, how is it looking? It's looking good because it's still looking like we'll be having more buy from here, like I projected before we have a sell in the market. And the buy, at least we should still enjoy the buy to the price level like this at 88,000. And I'm still expecting this projection to work just like that. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, I'm not looking for anything really serious than seeing more buy on gold going forward till the price gets here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is the outlook and I have for this week. This is the forecast that we'll be holding on for the week. And in course of this week, if there is a cause for us to change any of these, to readjust, to re-strategize, to reposition, I'll be talking about that just before the price gets there. We'll be meeting again time after time. Like, subscribe, and share. I wish you all the best. Trade with proper risk management and enjoy the rest of the week. Have a wonderful one.